I love how you said that. No.
Poor guy. They were probably first cousins too, in retrospect. Anyway, Fahd was the king. He was not at the dinner, but there were a lot of princes at the dinner. And he and I went out onto the balcony. He wanted to smoke a cigarette. We're out there laughing and joking. And there's a famous prince, Al-Walid bin Talal, famous at least in the United States because he owns a quarter of Citibank and he owns, half of Berkshire Hathaway, and guy's a billionaire more than most people can count. He happened to be in Riyadh when the coup took place, and he was close to Mohammed bin Nayef. And so they grabbed him too. And they said, you could be executed as a Western spy. You can be executed as a supporter of Mohammed bin Nayef, or you can give us half of your money.
Oh. And he gave him half their money?
You bet he did. And then he ran back to the United States as quickly as he could.
It's like the Hunger Games over there.
That's exactly what it's like.
It's fucking crazy. And yet they have so much economic power.
See, nobody expected there to be this kind of a psychopath in the Saudi line of succession.
Why not?
Well, because the Saudis historically have been very, very consultative. They were famous for this, where it's actually written down in a family agreement where and they have a name for it, and the name escapes me now. The something council, I forget now, where the 25 or 30 senior most princes, the king dies. And then all the senior most princes get together and they say, okay, well, the next brother becomes king. So who's going to become crown prince? Because they have skipped brothers. Some brothers have said, this isn't for me. I'd rather live in Paris, or London. I don't want to be the crown prince. And they say, fine, they just skip them over. So they consult on all these major personnel decisions until MBS. MBS said, no, I'm the crown prince. And whoever doesn't like it is going to get a bullet between the eyes. And then he actually did it.
Yeah. He grew up like they never suspected he was going to be that kid because he was like the spoiled rich kid who played video games all the time. But what these guys were saying in their book is that when he was a teenager, he had access to his father, so he would start to just sit in on meetings and watch. And he learned how power was wielded.
Yeah. And
actually picked up on those things. And the leap that I made with this is that perhaps because he played a lot of video games, like they were saying, like a lot. And perhaps because he went into these fake worlds and he didn't have any stakes in his life because he has everything he ever wants. There were some other weird psychological things going on with him, like with punishments and stuff like that. Like he would act weird. But like I think he got desensitized to the world, my guess, through the video games and kind of living within that, and then saw the application of power in the real world and kind of meshed the two, and he doesn't feel anything. He has absolutely zero empathy. He's a total sociopath.
That's exactly what it is. Sociopathy. I was invited to a dinner once in Riyadh. I was serving there in 91. And there was this guy that I was friendly with at the foreign ministry. He was just a fun, nice guy, guy that you had a good time hanging out with. He invited me to his house for dinner, which was unusual for a Saudi because I got to meet his wife. She was unveiled. And that was a very big deal. It really showed friendship. So we're invited to this dinner, and it's at one of the palaces. I don't even remember.
Was she hot?
No. No.
I love how you said that. No.
Poor guy. They were probably first cousins too, in retrospect. Anyway, Fahd was the king. He was not at the dinner, but there were a lot of princes at the dinner. And he and I went out onto the balcony. He wanted to smoke a cigarette. We're out there laughing and joking. And then this big, fat barrel of lard comes out onto the balcony, and he snaps to attention. My friend does. And I recognize this kid as Azuz. He was Prince Abdulaziz bin Fahd, the favorite son of King Fahd. I had never seen Azuz before. I had seen pictures of him. He had to be 450 pounds. It was disgusting.
Whoa.
Remind me to come back to that
Okay.
in a second. So one of the things about Saudi culture is it's considered to be effeminate to wear jewelry. Men don't wear jewelry. The only thing you're allowed to wear is a wedding ring. That's it. So in order to show wealth or good taste, all Saudi men have a really good watch and a really good pen. So this guy had like $1,000 Waterman, whatever special pen that he got in Geneva or whatever. And Aziz comes out and he snaps to attention and he says, "Your Majesty." And I said, "Hello, Prince." I didn't call him Aziz. That was his nickname. I said, "Hello, Prince Abdulaziz." I'm John Kiriakou from the American Embassy. Didn't shake my hand. Didn't even make eye contact with me. And Aziz says, "I like your pen." And my friend says, "Oh, thank you." And he takes it out, and looks at it. And Aziz says, "I'll take it now." And then just takes it, puts it in his own pocket, and then goes back into the dinner. And my friend is looking at me, and I said, "What a fucking asshole that guy is."
You didn't say that too loud, did you?
Not too loud.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And he just shook his head. I thought he was going to cry. But that's how these guys are.
Yeah.
They're used to shitting on people.
Yep.
And you have to just take it.
You said you wanted to come back to the fact he was 450?
Aziz was so freaking fat. They were all fat like this. It was ridiculous. So when they renovated Dahran Airport, I was stationed in Bahrain at the time. This was 94, so it was 3 years later. When they renovated Dahran Airport, they had to special order double-wide escalators because when these Saudi royal family members would get on the escalators, they would have to stand sideways because their asses couldn't fit on the escalator. So they're all double wides.
It's
pretty sorry.
It's sorry, and it's just I would recommend people read that book just because.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's a wide. It's crazy.
If you want the sort of deeper background of the royal family as a family, beginning with the fight to consolidate the Arabian Peninsula, The House of Saud is an absolute classic. It was written in the 80s. Yeah. Absolute classic.
Okay.
It was the first book I read before my first trip to Saudi Arabia.
When was your first trip there? 91?
90.
90. You were, and that was when you were the Saddam Hussein historian for CIA, right? Were you going there on something related to that?
Yeah, the Kuwaiti royal family had been pushed out of Kuwait from the invasion, and they were relocated to Taif, right outside of Mecca.
Right.
So I went to
Okay. It's coming back to me now.
babysit.
Thank you guys for checking out this clip. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button on this video. It is a huge, huge help. And if you'd like to check out this clip's full podcast episode, that link is in the description below or right here. And finally, you can follow me on Instagram and X by using the links in my description below.